Okay guys, so since my last video, I wanted to kind of air my thoughts and not just reaction. And there's a lot more that's happened since then. Let's get into it. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to TheAspieWorld. My name is Dan. I have autism, ADHD, OCD and dyslexia. So if you're new around here and you'd like to learn more, I do weekly videos on this type of stuff. So hit that subscribe button by clicking the notification bell down below. And also, if you're watching on Facebook, be sure to give this page a follow. And if you're watching on Instagram, make sure to follow this account for more autism content daily. Whew, guys, where do I start? I did a video about Sia and Sia's music video about 4 or 5 days ago, and the music video, which is, it sounds like I'm saying a music video, but it's a movie called Music. And if you haven't seen my video on my reaction to it yet, I will leave that in the link down below. But it was kind of shocking because there was all kinds of revelations in this. Now, this is kind of a follow-on from that one, but you'll still understand the kind of justification for what's happened and people's reactions in this video based off just this video alone. So don't worry, you don't have to watch that other one first. So I am going to get into that in just a second, but first I want to say thank you so much to this video's sponsor. Okay, so the sponsor for this video is Hairy Hugger, which is this toy here made by Us Toys. This thing's amazing. Now the company reached out to me and said, Dan, will you check out this toy? And I was like, yeah, okay. So I checked out the toy, this lovely little huggable thing that I'm playing with right now, and then I actually fell in love with it. So I wanted to do a video just to highlight to you guys. So, you know, the holidays is coming up soon. If you're wondering like a good present to get anybody, I highly recommend this one. It's kind of weird. This video came about because I said I wanted to do a video on it because it was so cool. So this guy is basically, it was made by the woman who makes these toys is actually a designer and like a product designer. She basically has a child who is on the spectrum, and she was trying to make something for the child to play with, and she came up with this awesome thing. So basically it came out of the fact that he was using her like jumpers and stuff like that, or hoods, to kind of wrap around him like it's giving a hug, right? This thing's crazy. It's like weighted with beans at the back here, and you can like just carry it around like this, or you can wear it as a backpack. And my son's been playing with this as well, which is kind of cool, but I actually love this thing. Now, on this side, there is like like an elastic band, and you can like just put both of the hands through this elastic band thing, and then it's like not going to come off, whatever. But the cool thing about this is that it's beanbag weighted. You can actually take out the beanbags and throw this thing in the wash as well. So if it gets a bit dirty, you can wash it and dry it and stuff like that. But this is so cool, guys. This thing is absolutely fantastic. It's like eco-friendly as best as they could, so it's like less damaging to the environment as well, which is what I'm all about here. Yo, big representing that fam. And I absolutely love this thing. So your boy Dan here managed to get you guys a discount, so you can actually get 10% off one of these guys if you want to get it, using the discount code with the link down below. Now I'm sure you just click the link down below, which is actually automatically adding the discount, but if you need to put a discount in, use the discount code TheAspieWorld 2020 with a capital T, TheAspieWorld, and you'll be able to get your 10% discount on one of these guys. These are absolutely amazing. I highly recommend it, guys. This thing is, it's just so cute as well. I actually love it. It actually feels like somebody's giving you a hug. How crazy is this? It's like, oh, it's so nice. I can hug this thing all day. All right, okay, let's get back to the video. Okay, so there was loads and loads of controversy about it, because Sia basically is doing this video, as a short recap, she's doing this video that is, or a movie, which is about an autistic, non-verbal person on the spectrum, and she's a young girl. And there's loads and loads of issues. I mean, where do I begin? Now, the main issue which I highlighted in the initial video was my reaction to the fact that she didn't cast an autistic person to be the autistic person within the movie, and she goes on and says a lot about why she kind of defends the fact that she cast this girl called Maddie Ziegler. Now, Maddie Ziegler is basically casting anything that Sia does. She's actually Sia's goddaughter as well, and she has like a really vested interest in this girl. It's a bit of an unusual relationship between them, but I don't blame Maddie Ziegler, because Maddie's mum is kind of one of these like pushy parents who pushes her kids to do a lot of stuff, and Maddie kind of just goes on for the opportunity. And if somebody said to you, hey, do you want an acting role in this movie, you're not going to say no, because you'd be like, yeah, okay, it's work, I'm a young actress, I'm going to do it. But at the end of the day, Sia should have really kind of thought about it. Now, we all make mistakes. So Anne Hathaway was playing a character in The Witches, this new movie. I think it was like a Roald Dahl movie that was redone, and there was something to do with like amputees or people with different limb types, and there was an untasteful kind of ableism type of thing in there. Anyway, Anne Hathaway did a big apology. She said sorry for the whole thing, and we moved on because she heard the community speak, and she listened and said, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. You know, it was a mistake, and we all make mistakes. We're only human after all." So, after a bunch of us reached out to Sia, telling her all kinds of stuff like, dude, you know, there's so many different things, like, you know, autistic actress, like you could have got an autistic actress or an actor, you could have consulted with people more than just like, I don't know who she consulted with. And this is another thing. So I'm gonna go through it right now. So first of all, I'm gonna get to her tweets. There's some juicy tweets. She's been tweeting nonstop like a maniac, like just tweeting people, and it's quite aggressive. Now, somebody mentioned in the last video that I called her a bit crazy, and what I'm not calling her crazy, I'm saying her actions are quite crazy because these tweets are quite just erratic and just a bit bizarre. So what I'm going to do is talk about the problems, we're going to go over the tweets, and I'm talking about my thoughts about it a little bit. So first of all, my reaction is that her reaction to being told something wasn't good. She, like, so people reached out and said, "Hey, did you consult with anybody autistic for this?" And she said, "Oh, I consulted with somebody and their mother." And it's like, okay, like, so first she said 2 autistic people, then she said an autistic boy and his mother, which she's made the movie for, but she doesn't kind of, there's no reference point for this. I'm not like I'm asking for their names, I'm just saying there's no reference point for it, there's no backstory, there's no history, like what is just random kind of name dropping or whatever. And then she said that she hired 13 special abilities people for the movie. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means that she's hired people on the spectrum, people of other disabilities. I don't know. Again, very vague. I don't know. And this has only come because we've been asking her random questions on Twitter. And then she also said that she spent 3 years or something researching the movie, but at the end of the day, there's no reference point to this either, and I'll tell you why that's important when I talk about my thoughts on it. But right now, I wanted to go through some of the tweets. So this is why I have a huge issue with what Sia's doing. And FYI, I did reach out to Sia's management company, and I offered her the ability to come onto my channel and have her say, because everybody deserves a chance to explain their position in something, especially into a community that maybe, you know, you're treating quite hostile right now. So to this moment, they have not yet replied, which is no surprise to me. I didn't expect them to, and quite frankly, I'm guessing they're trying to do a whole PR kind of storm right now because she's like Twitter happy, and oh, it's crazy. Right, so this is a tweet. She actually tweeted somebody back saying, "Effing bullshit. You have no effing idea because you weren't there and have not seen the movie." And this is in reply to people saying, how is it portrayed? How is autism portrayed? Who did you consult about the autism character in this movie? But there's no need to be so aggressive in responding. Even if you feel quite attacked, you still are talking to a community that you're representing in this movie, right? And then so she sent another one saying, like, "I did try, it felt more compassionate to use Maddie, that was my call." So she's saying that because she initially said that she had an autistic actress trying to play the part, but it was too stressful for the autistic actress, and then she cast Maddie. But like, there's a reason why casting Maddie is a bad choice for this movie, and I'll explain again a little later on. And then she did another tweet by saying, "Duh, I spent 3 effing years researching. I think that's why I'm so effing bummed." As if it's some kind of like, why is she being so aggressive? Like, I don't understand why she's being so aggressive. And then she put another one out saying, "Autism Speaks came on board long after the film was finished, 4 years in fact. I had no idea it was such a polarizing group." Now, first of all, she said it was 3 years of research, and she's saying it's 4 years of research. And she's saying that she consulted with Autism Speaks. Then when people said that Autism Speaks isn't the nicest charity and they're a bit shady and a bit shifty, and I'm not going to go into that, that's a whole new conversation, but in terms of Autism Speaks, they're not the best kind of charity of autism to team up with. Goodness me, there's a bunch of other ones in America that would have done a pretty good job. And she basically said, "Oh no, they only came on 4 years after we started planning the movie." So where do we begin? When you're confronted by a group of people who you're representing through a movie, and you say, I'm doing this because she said she made this movie because she wanted to bring awareness and understanding and all this kind of stuff for the autism community, and she only has compassion for it, and she wants to do it to help an autistic friend of hers on his mother, right? Then why on earth are you not listening to the community when they talk to you about their concerns about it? If you have compassion for the subject you're documenting a film about, or you're creating a film about, should I say, then how the heck have you got compassion for something when you're just swearing at people and telling them that they're bad actresses and it's effing bullcrap and all this stuff? That's not compassion. That is egotism, and it's kind of all about her. And this is my thoughts on the whole process. So the reason casting Maddie in this movie is a bad call is because Maddie Ziegler is known for being a dancer, a fully non-disabled, non-neurodivergent. So she's a neurotypical dancer, and now I guess an actress who's been on reality TV, been in music videos, and we know who Maddie Ziegler is, right? And so casting her in this movie, you're seeing Maddie Ziegler playing an autistic person or pretending to be disabled, right? Which is quite uncomfortable to watch. Now, when I compare this to other movies, right? So, for instance, Atypical, which is a Netflix show about a young man who has an autism spectrum disorder. The actor himself isn't on the spectrum, but he's playing somebody on the spectrum, right? We didn't know this actor before he played this autistic character, so there's no typecasting. We didn't just say, oh, that's him from that other show, and now he's playing a disabled person. You know, we came off the bat, he's doing his best to represent just disability within that role, and it kind of, psychologically, it shouldn't be like this, but psychologically we look at it and we say, okay, I get it, you know, this is a new guy playing this role, and we know him as the guy who played a really cool autism role. But with Maddie Ziegler being somebody of exceptional talent and ability, playing someone with a severe disability kind of just doesn't sit right. It's a bit odd, right? Because you've already typecast this person in many, many roles. Like, we've all seen Owen Wilson say, wow, in every movie he does, because that's his cast, that's his type, like, that's him. Now, in terms of Sia, like, if you had compassion for for autism and you were doing this for the autism community, then you wouldn't explode at them and tell them they're wrong for voicing their opinion and concerns for something you've done. You would listen with open ears, you'd hear what they were saying, and you would get down to their level. Now, she teamed up with Autism Speaks in like the last hurdle of this movie, right? Which is a bad move, because Autism Speaks is probably one of the worst charities in the autism community, because they got such a bad rep because they've done some dodgy and shady things that I won't get into, because I'm not too sure on it, but I just know that it's not looked at as something positive. There are a bunch of other autism related charities out there which do really good things in America and worldwide, which she could have teamed up with to help push this movie forward, but instead she actually got negative tweets from a lot of these charities saying that it was a bad move with what she did, which means that not only will this movie be discredited when it goes to things like, will it get nominations for things? Probably not, because they're going to say, are we going to nominate this movie? It's got all this controversy behind it. You know, Sia went on a crazy Twitter rampage and shouted at everybody and swearing at all these autistic kids. And now, you know, how are they going to put that forward? And who gets hurt by this? The actors, the people like Maddie Ziegler. Again, a young girl, she's only 18. She's trying to do her best. Now she's going to be penalized for something because Sia didn't do it properly, in my opinion. And why didn't Sia do it properly? And why did she react like this? I call it the Logan Paul syndrome. Now, we all remember back in, I think it was 2018, 2017, Logan Paul decided that he would go to a forest in Japan, a suicide forest, and he came across somebody who'd tragically hung themselves, which is horrible. And he filmed that and he put it out on the internet for the world to see. The backlash was immense. But as soon as the backlash hit him and everyone said, this is ridiculous, Logan, what you're doing, he came and said, I'm sorry, I messed up big time. And he did everything within his power to rectify that issue and try to listen, open heart, listen, open arms, say what you like about Logan, but he was man enough to apologize, man enough to say he was wrong, and then try to rectify it, which is at the very least he could have done, right? Now, not only that, you ask yourself, how did Logan Paul get to that level of stupidity? And it's because he was this guy he's quite a talented, video maker, and he's doing all these things, and he's snowballing into success and fame. But everyone's fueling his ego, telling him like, oh, he's really good, he's really talented, Logan Paul's awesome, and he's gonna do all these things, and he's invincible, and you're gonna go, man, you're a rock star, and he's up in this huge bubble of like bizarre expectations where he's like, I'm the king, and nothing can penetrate that. And I think Sia is in the same bubble. She came from this kind of like obscurity, came out with some music, everyone kind of got behind her. She's got some quirks and some different lifestyles, and everyone loved it, and she's really artistic. She did all this kind of avant-garde stuff, and everyone's like, Sia, she's at the top, boom, and she comes out, I've got this movie coming out, I'm invincible. And then the community the movie's about is say, hey, that's a bit odd, can we talk about it? And she, instead of coming down, like Logan did, to the level of the people and say, oh man, I made a mistake, sorry, she just went off and said, I'm right, you're wrong, F you, this is bullcrap, F you, duh, I'm bummed, and it's all about her. So that leads me to believe that the intentions for making this movie aren't about anybody other than Sia and her ego. And that's my thoughts on it. I'd love to know what you think about this. Pop it in a comment down below. I'd love to know your thoughts on this. But it's upsetting. It's upsetting for a lot of reasons, and I don't know what's going to happen with this, and I don't know if you want to read the tweets, I guess. You can just go to her Twitter page and just check it out. But you guys have been amazing. Give this video a thumbs up if you think it's important to share. Please share it, and I'll see you next time, guys. Peace.